Hey, it's Dan Charles with Cannabis News, and this is the weekly cannabis report for December 16. Okay, HMMJ. I didn't look at this last week, but it looked like it was going to continue on the uptrend. Monday, Tuesday. Remember I said in the videos last week that Monday, Tuesday were the key days to look at? So you can see just on this that they were the key days. But then what happened on Wednesday is a new high was hit and it just went red, and now we're going red and we're going sideways. We also hit some resistance at 1543. You can see a lower high on the Friday at 1540. So I'm not saying this is definitely going to drop on the Monday, but it's a little wait and see action. Definitely, I want to see this break on uh, on Monday. I want to see this resistance break and this high break, the 1560 high, or else I definitely could see this breaking down. Okay, let's go. There's so much to look at, and it's hard to look at everything, or I'd have 60-minute videos. So I try to stay under 20 minutes, which that in itself is quite long. So let's get to Canopy Growth. All right, so I think I vaguely remember saying Canopy Growth. You can see after such massive moves recently, it's been going choppy. It's consolidating. It's going sideways. So when something's doing that, it is best to stay out. But I did say that if it broke on Monday and Tuesday above the resistance on 1128, that 2035, then I'd consider that a buying opportunity. It did not do that. You can see here, there's 2035. It did not break higher. It is still trending higher. We're kind of in a little sideways, just like HMMJ, which is the ETF, and weed is in that ETF. So the high here, 1975. So resistance at 1975, but also support at 1919. So we're just stuck in this little tiny little box here. So this needs to break out. I will still want to see a break above 2035. There's a lot of recommendations that I'm going to be looking at, but I'm just trying to get these key cannabis stocks first. Okay, here's Aurora ACB, and it's just going sideways. It's definite support at $7. So support at $7 is key. If it breaks below 7, it could definitely break below 632, and if it does that, it's going to break below 608. I did comment about the large rangy candle, and I commented in the last couple of weeks how price is now in the range of that candle. So that's why I drew that in there from previous videos. You can see price is just in this range. So if it breaks below the range, this thing's going to continue dropping. It's going to drop. So the range is the low is 610. So, but watch the $7 price support and watch the low here, the 631 price. But most importantly, that's 608. So we're still a ways away from that price. But this thing, it needs to break out very, very quickly, or it could just be choppy, because it's just going to go choppy, and it's either going to break down or it's going to break to the upside. So obviously the longs want to see it breaking to the upside. CMED is looking to be bought out, I believe, by Aurora Cannabis. I don't follow too much on the news. These like I mentioned in videos, I'm just strictly a chart guy. I think that's the most reliable for making money in the market. But I believe I read that CMED is involved in a hostile takeover by Aurora. So that's interesting. I mean, look at all the red. It's not really going down. It's barely going. It's not really going up, or sorry, down too much, but it's definitely not going up. It's just going sideways. 21 is the resistance price. So until it breaks 21, you can see on December 7th, it hit that exact whole number price and just pulled back, and now it's going down. So watch that. This looks to me like it could, I don't know. It is just going sideways, but it needs to react very, very quickly to the upside. And again, like I stress, Monday, Tuesday. Okay, I was looking at BLGVF. So I had this as a pick a couple weeks ago, or it might have been 3 weeks ago, and it did look good, but it's still, I pointed out before, it's got that resistance at 10 cents. And Friday was not good what it did. So Monday, Tuesday, this needs to break 10, because if it breaks 7, which here's the support, 7 cents, so it closed around 8. If 7 cents gets broken, I'm thinking this is going to continue falling. So Monday, Tuesday, critical. CNBX and OWCP, I reported on those recently, and I followed them during the week, and they're just not. Here's CNBX. There's still that resistance at $1.20 is in play, and it needs to break out. This thing looks like it wants to come down. And I feel the same about OWCP. So let's look at some ones that people are writing me about. PNTV, someone mentioned this. I mean, this is okay. PNTV. Okay, so you got to watch the resistance at 11 cents. It needs to break that 11 cents ASAP. You can see it keeps trying to break 11 all the way back from 11/20, November 20th. There's support in the 9-cent range, but it really needs to, this needs to break out. I want to see a break above 11, or I'd be nervous holding this. It is starting to go higher. You can see it was just going down and sideways, hitting a low of 5 cents, but it needs to start breaking out on some volume. Volume 1.1 million approximately on Friday. It needs some nice volume. Here we had 3.7 million on the 12th. I want to see 5 million when it broke out on 11/17. It needs some nice volume. And yeah, that's how I feel about that. CCTL is one that someone sent. CCTL. Yeah. I don't usually look at the sub penny stocks too much because they just look like shit on my Ninja Trader charting. It's really hard to tell anything by this. Clearly it broke out. And I know people make money on these sub penny stocks that trade at half a penny, quarter of a penny, an eighth of a penny, but I've never traded these in my life. So to me, I want to see this over a penny. CIIX. Alright, CIIX, this looks interesting. We're clearly on a nice move up here. This was the signal to enter. This is where you wanted to enter. A lot of nice volume spikes. And then broke out, hit some resistance at 85. You got to watch the dollar stocks like this are going to have a tough time breaking $1, but this is a nice looking setup here. It broke out, pulled back, it's gone sideways here, and now it's looking to break out for the next move up. So I like the setup, but you can still see this red line, so there is some resistance at 80. So I'd want to see a break above 80, and just something that gives me comfort that this is going to continue the uptrend. But yeah, I think this could definitely, the charts are definitely reading that it wants to break higher. Know nothing about this CIS. There's just so many of these cannabis stocks. There's so many to keep track of. This is GAHC. I kind of like this. You know, it's just been going choppy, sideways, nowhere basically. And then on the Friday, it broke out. Big volume, even though it's a 3-4 cent stock, 59, almost 60 million shares. That's big volume. When you look at previous days, 16 million, 13, 24, 28. Okay, you had 73 over here. It did break above 4 cents here. Looked like previous resistance at 4 on December 7th. So I like this. I'm going to follow this. Support at 2 cents. Okay. Yeah, this thing, I'd follow this next week. Monday, Tuesday is the day I think it could break out. Do your due diligence on that. GBTC. All right, obviously I know nothing on this. Last Monday was the entry, was the signal. The 12th, December 12th was where you wanted to get in. So kind of late to the party on this. Like I would have been looking at this last weekend right here, and here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I would have said support at 1350, and I wanted to see it would break out, and it gave me this was the signal. That was definitely the signal right there. So if I got an entry signal on the 12th, I would have got into this trade. But like I said, I can't keep track of all these cannabis stocks. There's too many. There's too many. But now I have more of these in here, so this is good. ZNTR. Okay, so getting back to my my thing, like I said about the sub penny stocks. No doubt people make money trading these sub penny stocks, but you know, for me it's mostly about the charting I use is NinjaTrader for everything I trade, and you can clearly see you can't tell anything by looking at this. There's just looks like nothing. WRIT. Okay, WRIT support hit at 10. It is in a downtrend / sideways downtrend. If you spread it out like this, it's kind of sideways, choppy, but definitely more trending down, and it's making new lows. Support at 10 cents is key, so if you buy in, if it drops below 10, it's going to continue dropping. I'd want to see a break above this channel, though. I'd want to see a break above 14 and even 17. This thing's just, it's in a downtrend still. But if you own it, watch that 10 cent support. But other than that, it just doesn't look that appealing. Let's look at some older ones here. PHOT, the way that chart looks. Actually, I was eyeing MCIG last week. Okay, I haven't looked at it since last week, but you can see some resistance hit at 25. It still doesn't look bad. I could see this. This really went on a run, and I made a lot of money on this trade actually. Earlier this year and last year. Um, but right now it is trending up. This could break out. It needs to break that 25 cents. And if it goes in on anywhere near the run it went before, this could be a good trade. It needs to break out on Monday, Tuesday again. It's just the way it is. I hate to sound like a broken record, but you can just see the setup here because Monday, Tuesday, if this breaks down and it breaks this 20-cent support, it's probably going to continue going lower. So what I mean by all this talk about Monday, Tuesday, let's just say it does nothing on, it just goes sideways on Monday. It really needs to break and do something like this on the Tuesday and look like this, break this resistance, and then you can visualize what a move up could look like. But Monday, if it does this and then it does the opposite, it breaks that 20-cent support, then you can see how this could just continue dropping. So that's key. MJNA, I'd say the exact same thing about MJNA. This is going really, really sideways though. It needs to break out ASAP. I need to see a break. A break above 12 cents is key. So if Monday, Tuesday, this thing breaks above 12 cents on nice volume, and by nice volume I mean over 20 million, because right now we're just going sideways and we're at 33, 21, 10. So we're talking over 30 million, only 8.7 on Friday, 17. Yeah, we need to see a breakout on volume, and then I would think this could pop. CNAB. This was a stock that I picked recently, and that was a pretty good pick because I picked it all the way down here. And this was a good pick last week, actually, on Monday. This was the setup. So here was last Monday. That's all I look for. Breakout, pullback, support right here at 79. And you get this nice looking green candle, moving average dead center of the candle. That's when you want to look to get in the following day. Okay, we're at almost 20 minutes here, so I don't want to disappoint. AMMJ. AMMJ. So this is where I would be looking to get back into this, but that's meaningless at this point. Let's see here. Okay, so I always talk about that dollar price. That's where we're at right here with AMMJ. You can see it hit a high of $1.05, and then $1.02. It's pulling back. It's got support though. There's definitely support at 90 cents here. But you want to see this finally start to break above $1 and break that resistance price. So that's what I'd be looking at. You want to see $1, a nice strong, and you want to see it close above $1. It's not good enough just going up like it did on the 13th. So when I say it's got to close above $1. This is my list. This is my cannabis stock list that it keeps being, I keep adding to it. So if anyone wants to recommend anything, let me know. You can see on the Canadian ones, those are the ones with the C. You're seeing a lot more red. All right, let's look at the CVSI and then we'll call it a day. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So Monday, this definitely looked like a good I wouldn't have got in on the Tuesday because it wouldn't have gave me a breakout signal. You can see it actually hit 31-cent resistance and pulled back. Did find support at 27 though, but then broke above it on the Thursday. So just looking at this CVSI, I think this could continue. This is not my preferred entry style. I've talked enough about how I like getting in after the candle's touching the moving average. You can see it's away from the moving average. Not saying that the move doesn't have a lot more to go, but I mean this looks like an interesting breakout. 1.2 million shares on the 15th. Yeah, just it needs to break out. You need to follow like a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, or a 60-minute time frame and make sure it continues breaking out in that direction. That's what I would look for. Okay, so I think that is it. Do your due diligence. Please post anything down below if you have any other ones I can look at, and have a good week.